Bitcoin dominance drops because of altcoins. Like every single crypto investor that I know has told me, altcoin season is not here until Ethereum pops. Ethereum is like the leading horse in a sense.
Maybe we're not gonna get the 20+% a year like the previous 2 years, and not because I'm trying to be bearish just for the sake of being bearish, but looking at the fundamentals, which we are quite stretched when it comes to multiple expansion. So the S&P is trading 22 times forward earnings. The earnings have to deliver this.
Look, I think that in terms of crypto, many do feel when there's a pullback that, oh, this is significant, correction. But really, I think crypto is just range bound at the moment, just trending sideways, and it will for a little while longer.
Welcome back to 2025. The market seems to be on stable ground. Everybody's shaky. Even Donald Trump is talking crazy. We are getting started. The market rally of 2024 was a fantastic one, but December, the Grinch is back, taking over, and many hedge fund managers were rebalancing their portfolios and taking profits. It seems that the continuation of that is happening in 2025. January is going to be a very volatile year. We have the Trump inauguration and the crypto rallies to come. So far, crypto seems to be consolidating a little bit, but hopefully we continue to see green hills ahead. So let's get started. I have 3 popular investors, and with myself is 4. Popular investors are ready to talk about their expertise and what they see in the markets. So stay tuned for another episode. There's going to be an intro here, I think. We'll see if I can make it. Otherwise, this is the intro. So first things first, right? What do you guys see happening as the stock market open? I want to potentially get a little bit of overview from Demetris in here. What did you see this week happening? Why did the markets it started green and beautiful, and all of a sudden it started getting, very grim and red?
So Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. First time.
Oh, yes.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
So it's the beginning of the year, and obviously is the expected rebalancing from investors. People are still trying to position themselves for the year. They don't know which way it's gonna go, and as we get data, then people just rethinking their strategy. Yesterday we got the data, we got the JOLTS data, and it came a bit hot. 8.1 million versus 7.7 expected. That's a hot labor market, which means that there are more jobs openings than people looking for work, and that's how people they switch jobs. That's the turnover, and that's how you can get more money for working for someone else next week, and that's how inflationary pressures are coming into the market. And the assumption is that the Fed is going to see that and is not going to cut, because nobody cares about inflation. Let's be honest here. We only care about the Fed and what the Fed is going to do. We want cheap money. We want lower rates, and that's the bottom line. That's the good news, bad news analogy. On top of that, yesterday it was Trump having a press conference to announce a $20 billion investment from the Damak Properties guy from Dubai, and a 5-minute announcement ended up being like 1 hour of talking nonsense about getting Greenland and getting the Panama Canal, and Canada is the 51st state, and we're gonna drill oil, and it was like a lot of that. Even with the S&P down yesterday, oil and oil stocks were up. So his words have some weight to the market. And one thing to finish, this is the first wave of volatility that I'm expecting, the one that we are now, maybe end of the week, and the beginning of the Trump presidency in the first 100 days. we're gonna see what the president has, how many votes he has in the Senate and House, and what he's gonna be able to do. So once we know what this is and what is possible going forward, then the volatility is gonna settle and the VIX is gonna drop down. But we have another maybe a month or two of volatile markets, and then everything is gonna be better for markets, and I expect to have a good year for 2025.
Okay. Timothy, what are your thoughts? What are you seeing in the current market?
Well, I think what investors are waiting for is when is the economy going to weaken so that the Fed can finally induce QE. That's what I think. That's what everyone wants. That's the only reason why we could get a big hysteria phase, like Mimi always say, and that could induce the next big rally. And so I think right now it's just still uncertain, and that's why I think, like Demetris is saying, it's very volatile, choppy price action, and without any decision. So yes, once Trump is on is the president, we'll see his actions, and then the investors, the market will decide where this is going. So same point for me, actually.
Okay. What about you, Mimi? What do you see happening in the crypto market?
Yeah, so I've been solely really focused on crypto. I know a lot of macro factors are in play, which you guys have all, you're quite across. Look, I think that in terms of crypto, many do feel when there's a pullback that, oh, this is a significant, correction. But really, I think crypto is just range bound at the moment, just trending sideways, and it will for a little while longer, not too long, because in terms of technicals, in terms of sentiment, and a lot of events this month, we've got, like you said, political, we've got regulatory events, we've got XRP lawsuit as well is also a factor because it does affect the entire community. So January 15, we have the SEC trying to appeal the judgment of last year, so which I believe will be potentially dismissed, and that would be huge for the community. So there is volatility, but in terms of crypto, it's still range bound. It's just trending sideways. It'll go up and down for a while, and then there will be a breakout to the upside, and that's what I truly believe. And we need to see Bitcoin dominance going to go down again. It's a little bit high at the moment, higher than before, and then Ethereum again, just waiting for Ethereum to lead alt season.
Yeah, interesting that you say that, because it seems that we are right now very close in, not only on crypto, but in many asset classes too. Like the S&P and the Nasdaq have just been sort of following this channel since December, kind of moving flat, just trying to decide whether we're gonna go up or down. So then that's sort of a question that I want to give to Demetris and Timothy is, what do you guys, what is your market sentiment heading forward, right? Like now that we're starting to move into the new year, I think that Trump is going to be a very big catalyst, because one of the things that I agree with Demetris, it was that Trump is talking. He's getting ready. He's just, whatever you ask him, he's going to give you an answer because he has all the answers. Has the best answers in the world. Mm-hmm. So he's going to give you the best answers ever, right? And we know that. So the question is what are the real things he's going to be focusing on? And that's what I'm paying close attention to then start positioning my portfolio. And I think many hedge fund managers and big money is starting to, or planning to do that, start to figure out where are we really going to see those gains. I'm very bullish for 2025, but at the start of the year, I called it out like in the previous episodes too. I just think January, and I was actually a little bit late, because I didn't think December was going to be as ugly as it mm-hmm. was. But January seemed, I did believe that there was still going to be a lot of rebalancing, a lot of volatility come in, and I don't think it ends after Trump gets into office and we start seeing that action plan. So Demetris, what do you think What's your sentiment for 2025?
So I'm bullish for 2025. Maybe we're not going to get 20+% a year like the previous 2 years. And not because I'm trying to be bearish just for the sake of being bearish, but looking at the fundamentals, which we are quite stretched when it comes to multiple expansion. So the S&P is trading 22 times forward earnings. It's quite high. So maybe another 10% can be added there, get to 23 or something like that. But it has to come from earnings. The earnings have to deliver this earnings season. And it's starting, I think I have UNH reporting in 2 days from now. So we're going to get the financials and the healthcare early, and then we're going to see what we have. That's the assumption that in some point the Fed is going to cut at least 2 times. So if that happens, yeah, we're going to get another good year. Now, which sectors are going to win this year? That I don't know, but for sure I know technology is going to be right there. Technology is not going away. We're not going to get broadening of the market. Industries are not coming back. Okay, it's going to be technology, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what you have in your portfolio. But I'm anxious to see the earnings season, and this earnings season is going to be tough. If your stock missed earnings, it's going to be shooting first, asking questions later. So I'm bullish, but I want to see the data. I want to see the numbers, because in the end, stock prices follow earnings, and they say in good times we like stories, and in bad times we like balance sheets. So it's time to see the balance sheets as we stretch.
Okay. Nice, Timothy. What are you seeing?
Yeah, thank you, Demetris. You said all I wanted to say, but
Oh, you copy paste, Control V.
I'll go more specific. So yes, the last 2 years have been heavily investing in AI, and this year will be the year, make it or break it. For the companies who have been investing, now is the time to show they are really earning something, making income out of it. So this will be the year where we will see whether these investments are profitable. Okay, it will be very important to follow, especially within the agent sector, the AI agent sector, where a bot will just simply do tasks for you. And I see a lot of innovation happening there. So the question is, how are they gonna monetize it? Okay, and these are the big companies like Google, Amazon, Nvidia, CRM, ServiceNow. These are the companies that are investing the most into AI, and that I'm gonna watch the most. Then secondly, the sector that usually does well during the election year is health sector. And I've said this before, I think health sector is now out of favor for many, many months. And that will normally change this year. So companies like UNH, Demetris, you mentioned UNH, ELV, maybe some pharma stocks could have some money from the Republican parties to do more research and get some profits out of that. So that's why I think the health sector could potentially do well in 2025. And for crypto, I mean, I've said this before, but Bitcoin has gone up 100% in less than 2 months. And, when something goes up that much, it just needs some time to breathe and make it sustainable in the trend it's trading. So for me, it's very normal. Like Mimi said, it's gonna be choppy. We could have like a dip lower, but that would not concern me. For Bitcoin, I think altcoins, yes, they can bleed still against Bitcoin, but now is really the time to think about positioning yourself for what is to come. I want to be ready for the next leg up, and I'm not gonna try to get out. No, I'm gonna buy my stack and just endure the correction and wait until the trend continues with the leg higher. So that's really my plan for 2025.
Mimi, tell me anything you want to
Yeah.
add to the current sentiment, because I know in crypto
Yeah.
you definitely have a very particular view.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh. I mean, Timothy mentioned a lot there already. I'll just be sounding like a broken record, but at the moment, in terms of sentiment, I think overall people are a little bit frustrated because nothing's really happening. But those who have been in this, crypto for a while, are quite excited. But overall, I think people are just thinking, look, it's still going to go down. Nothing's really happening. So a little bit frustration. So that's where sentiment is at the moment. In terms of what is the narrative of the year, the narrative of the year, as mentioned by Timothy, and Demetris, so is AI. It will be AI, and I can't stress that enough. I can't emphasize that enough. It is going to be so exciting. Yes, it's still, in a sense, quite new. Still needs to be tested, but in terms of crypto, AI and gaming. So you got your Render, Fed, you got Avalanche, all of there's many more obviously as well. But now there is still time. There's still time, not financial advice, but there's still time to accumulate, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. Not just in that sector, but for me as well as someone who is heavily invested in Ripple as well as Ethereum, but Ripple as well. There's still time to accumulate. So is that's what I'm doing right now in terms of the portfolio, is just to accumulate until the next leg up, and it'll be quite massive. Like I said, mass hysteria.
Nice. It's interesting because you did mention to me at some point that you do have an article where you spoke about all of the AI cryptocurrencies and how you did an analysis on them.
Yeah.
Make sure to check out the links below in the description. We'll have the links, and we'll also have the links to Dimitri's article on macro, on his macro perspective and why the market has collapsed at the start of 2025. We're already 2025.
One thing to mention: the last time the four of us we had a call, if you remember, Timothy called XRP a stable coin, and that sparked the bull market. Okay.
Yes.
So
Say something
Yes,
else.
but
say something else.
I have invested in XRP because I saw the trend change. So I wasn't stuck in my head to avoid buying. No, I bought after that, and I enjoyed the rally just like Mimi.
Yeah,
And now
it's interesting.
it has,
Go,
now it has
Mimi,
its
sorry.
own stablecoin RLUSD. There you go.
They listened to Timothy here in the Market Bus, They're watching and they were like, this is the way to move forward.
Top signal.
Yeah. No, but nice. Okay, so let me ask you, are you changing your strategy right now? Because right now for me, at least on my eToro portfolio, which is the one I share publicly, I do buy and hold, right? Like most of my positions have held for a really long time, and I make small little positions whenever I see an opportunity, right? When the data changes, you change the way that you invest, right? And that's what you got to be paying attention to and have an idea of what's happening everywhere and sort of like in different markets and how everything is moving. Not panic sell. Understand that sometimes, you might be hurt and like the panic has already ensued, so you have to hold on through, you hold on to the ship through the storm and then you hope it passes, right? So in this case, for me, at least in my eToro portfolio, for my personal portfolios, I am a little bit more active, but for my eToro portfolio, I would say like my positioning, I like the companies that I'm holding, and I like the distribution, even though I'm sort of heavy on Nvidia right now, which I still think is going to be the safety play of 2025 in case that AI continues to grow. But chips will be the defining foundation of that industry. And I do think Nvidia is just light years away. But what about you guys? Anything you're doing with your portfolios differently into 2025, or are you keeping the same strategies you guys have?
Who goes first?
Well, for me, I'd make it very brief. It's ever changing, ever evolving, because the narratives are just shifting so quickly, a lot quicker than I think. Look, AI right now for me, I feel is going to be quarter 3 narrative. It could be, look, meme coin super cycle and AI narrative and gaming could happen interchangeably, but for a while I had thought the AI narrative would be a little bit later. It may continue obviously throughout the year, but I'm really focused on in terms of my strategy, it will continue to be, taking profits on the way up. I'm quite active on eToro. I need to secure profits for copiers, and I'm trading the cycles within this cycle, if that even makes sense at all.
No,
Shifting
it does.
liquidity. Yeah, I've just got to continue to shift liquidity back and forth, back and forth. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, and will continue.
Yeah, in crypto, there's always, I have a friend that's very heavy into crypto, and he always says you have the long-term cycles, short-term cycles, micro short-term cycles, so it's like crypto tends to be a lot sort of, you have this dynamics within the market, even in stocks too, I think, cyclicality of stocks and all that, right? So definitely. Demetris, to kind of give it a little bit of an order.
So my strategy remained the same as last year. I'm like you, Nestor. I have my convictions in some stock, and I hold them over a long period of time. And I add to it, and I change the weights of the positions. It depends on what I see going forward. If I see an opportunity. But AI remains the big play for 2025 because let's not forget, AI just appeared like a year ago. Until 2 years ago, it was like Fantasyland. He was saying AI, and like, what are you talking about, dude? But now, like last year, the AI came into the market. Nvidia did not start selling AI chips until when? Like, what was it, like 18 months ago? So let's not assume that they already sold to everyone, and everyone that needed AI chips got them already, and that's it. And as long the big tech, I'm talking about Amazon and Apple and Microsoft, as long they remain into sensible valuations, then I remain bullish. And my allocation is put it together as such, so I can bring number 5, I can make it number 2, number 1, I can make it number 4. So I can play with the weights quite easily. I'm not really top heavy concentrated, so I'm remaining bullish. The strategy remains the same, and we get the news and something happens, and then I'm always open to add something into the portfolio or to subtract. I'm quite flexible.
Timothy.
Yes, so 2024, my portfolio started with like 90% stocks, 10% crypto. Meanwhile, we are 2025, and that has shifted a bit. It's more leaning into 30% crypto and 70% stocks. I sold some overvalued stocks like Palantir, and that has crashed since last week, so that's good. And putting more money into the stronger altcoins. For stocks, I think it will continue to climb the wall of worry, until proven otherwise. I believe the bull will remain the leader, and you have to accept on the way up there's gonna be dips, and that's when you need some cash, or you free up some cash during the tops to have some cash during the dips. And that's what I am doing, because my main outlook is that by the end of 2025 we end green for stocks and crypto. So now is the time to buy that dip.
Mm.
Mm. Nice.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense, it's like a lot of people celebrated 2024, but you had to be ready to be in 2024. It wasn't like I just bought it and all of a sudden I'm 20% up or 30% or 40, 50% up. You have to make the research, you have to do the analysis, start setting your position, and then learn how the volatility affects your portfolio, like how the markets move, and then understand. So if you're new to markets, make sure it's part of the learning process. As I call it, sometimes the market volatility is just tuition costs, so it's part of it. Well, I want to thank you guys so much. By the way, this episode is sponsored by us, so make sure that if you want to see our portfolios, click the links below. Have a look at our personal portfolios in eToro. We share all of our position sizing, portfolio distribution, the companies that we believe in, the companies that have hurt us, all of the realities there, and the beauty is eToro shows us that. So make sure you click the links below. Make sure you watch the articles from me and Demetris. Timothy, do you have an article you want to post?
Yeah, about AI and crypto actually.
Cool.
You
Then
can
send me the
relink
link.
that.
We'll put it there.